In today's lecture, we are going to learn more of the Python basics. We are going to cover the topics of decision-making statements and the looping statements. Now, before directly jumping to the statements, that what are those statements, I just wanted to discuss the flow of can say statements, that how actually the flow are and what are the decision-making statements and the looping statements. Okay. Firstly, I would like to cover with the decision-making statements. And in the decision-making statements, if I say file and name it as decision making. Now, in decision-making statements, I have a number and I have the condition. You can say like if, if, else, then if, elif, then else, then nested if. Okay. Let first talk about if condition. Okay. Let's say I'm checking that whether a is less than 10. Okay. Now what will I do? I'll say a is equal to 3. Now if I say if a is less than 10, then print a is less than 10. Now in this condition, I what happens? I am checking that a is less than 10 or not. So now what this is if statement will do, that it will check. Sorry, that this is the condition. Say condition is a is less than 10. Okay. Now if it is true, if it is yeah, if it is true, then it will perform some action as saying this is true. Now if it is false, it will not do anything, because I have given only if, and if it is false, it will not do anything, because there is nothing over here. If a is less than 10, then only this happens. Otherwise, nothing will happen. Now, if else, if I say, I can say if else b is equal to 50, and if b is less than 10, then print b is less than 10, else print b is greater. So now what happens in my, this is the condition. Now condition is, say, condition is b is less than 10. Now, if it is true, now if it is true, it will print like, if it is true, then it will print something, and if it is false, then it will print something. I'm saying here, if b is less than 10, it will print b is less than 10, or it will print b is greater. Either it will do. If I run this, now it says b is greater, and the above statement a is less than 10. Suppose if I give a equal to 12, then now nothing for a, only for b. If I change b with 3, then it say b is less than 10. So in my if else condition, both things work. Even it is true or even it is false. Okay, this will run for both. Now, suppose I will write one more program. Now there's program. It is now first run program C equal to 30. If C is equal to 10 and print C is 10. Otherwise, if C is equal to 30, then print C is 30. Else print C is undefined. Okay. Now this is known as if elif else statement. Okay. Now see it known as if else statement. Now there is one more program. Okay. Now what I want to check in the example whether C is equal to 10, so it will go in the first if. If it not, then it will go for the next if, and else it will go. It will go here or here. But if C is not equal to either of these, then it will go to the else statement. Suppose if I give it as 332, so now it will go for the my else statement that C is undefined. Okay, if I say here now nothing for C. Okay, so whenever the if condition is there or elif condition is there, then only if the condition is true, then only it will go to that statement. Okay, now suppose if I say mm, I can go with as many elif statements as I want. Okay. Now, if I say give it to is 40, so it is printing C is 40. So I what type of statements I want, I can give as many statements elif as I want. So, okay, this way elif works. Okay, now comes the condition which is known as nested if. Okay, suppose I will say mm, d equal to if
Yeah,
I
before going to nested, if I have a doubt, so C is equal to 40, that is the condition. The
yeah
next one is if statement. If it is true, then it will come out of the loop, and if you want, check for LF, and else statement. That is right,
yeah
right?
yeah if it finds in one of these statements to be true, then
Uh-huh.
it will not go for the else, because else
Okay.
is only one. It will go only with else statement if either of the if or if condition is not true. Only then it will go to the else. Otherwise, if suppose if I pass 42 here, now if I run my code, now C is undefined, so it is going to the else. Only when it will go to the else statement if it finds any of the if or else statements to be false.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
understood.
Suppose if I say here C is greater than 40, so yes, C is greater than 40, so it will type C is 40. Okay. So either of the statements here, if these statements holds true, then it will go inside. Otherwise, it will go for the else. Whatever the else is there, it will go for the else statement. Okay, understand?
Yeah, yeah, got it.
Okay. Now, if I say if d is not equal to 0, this is sign for not equal to, not equal to. Okay. Then again, if d is less than 50, okay, so then if d is greater than 40, okay, then print d is greater than 40. Okay. Now, if I execute my code, now it is printing d is greater than 40. So if it like, if this is true, d is not equal to 0, that it is true, so it will go inside. Now here it is say d is less than 50, okay, that's also true, so it will go inside. If now say if d is greater than 40, yes, it is greater than 40, so it will go inside and print return. Suppose here in this, if I say the number is d is less than 50, suppose number here is 51. Okay. Now it will not go inside as I run it. So d never is greater than 40, but it never prints. So what can I do? If d is less than 50, okay, same way, I'll print d is greater than 50. So now it will print d is greater than 50, because in this corresponding, if I have made the corresponding else statement. Okay, so this way, if else work. Yeah, you got clear with this?
Yeah.
Okay, so here, if I say d is 40, d is greater than 40, suppose if it is 45, so it will print d is greater than 40. Now I can make one more statement here, that in this if I can make one more if statement, so I can make one more statement. So there are, you can say over here that if condition is true, say if the condition is true, then it will go here only. But if the condition is false, we have to look for else. If else is there, then it will print, otherwise it will get out of the code. Okay. Now, okay, now you can take as many print statements as you want. Suppose d is less than 50, okay. So now if d is greater than 40, suppose if I say if d is greater than 46, it is not. So it will never go to this statement, and I will place else print d is less than 46. Now if say d is less than 46. So this condition is true. Okay, it will go under. This condition is true. D is 45 less than 50. Okay, then it will go inside. Now this condition is not true, as 45 is not greater than 46. Okay, so it will not go into this situation, but go into the else statement. If if not work, if true, this is not true, then it will go for the else and print D is less than 46, which is here. Okay, so this way, or I can do one thing, like I can go for this else as well and say else D is 0, and I will pass here 0. So if I run this, now it says D is 0. So it will go for the first if statement. Okay, so this way our you can say conditional operators work. This is how my decision making condition goes on, and they are totally dependent upon the results that are coming of the condition. Either it go true, either it will go false. If the condition is matching, then true. If it does not match, then I will get the false. This is the decision making statements. Okay, now I move further to the looping statements. Okay. Now, looping statements are used when I have to work with the iterations, means over a range. I want to use a range in which I want to repeat my loop, repeat my function again and again. Okay. Now, in Python, we generally use two looping statements. First is while loop, and second is for loop. Now, what happens in while loop? It can say while the condition is true, condition is true, it will execute data, or my code will execute. Or but if the condition is false, it will exit the code. Okay. Now, my while condition only works when the condition is true. It will not work when it is false. It will exit the code. Now, suppose if I now make a new file, Python file, and say uh, looping study. Now I will declare my variable equal to 0. I will say while var is less than 10, I will say var equal to var plus 1, okay, and say print var. Okay. Now if I if I run my code, now here I have given it as var is less than 10. So it should print 10 or not. Shweta, I'm questioning you.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Can I come back again?
Yeah. Uh, I'm asking that I'm here saying that var is less than 10, var is not less than equal to 10, but still it is printing 10. Why?
It is like var plus 1 is there, that is one.
But I said to him that var is less than 10.
I'm not sure.
Okay. Now, suppose if I now it is not printing. The thing is where I put my print statements matters. Okay. Now, suppose when in the previous statements, what I am doing, I am increment the variable before the print statement. Now it will not print here, it is printing 0, but when I run this, it will not print 0. Now you see it prints 1 because when 0 is here first time, it increments the value 0 plus 1. So variable becomes 1. So it never prints 1. When when the looping is going on, suppose it is not, right now 9. Now variable when variable is 9, again it go inside the loop because 9 is less than 10. You got my point. 9 is less than 10. So 9 equal to 9 plus 1. So then variable become my var variable become 10. So it prints 10. You have to be very careful when you are putting your print statements. It's before the incrementing or after the incrementing. So you have to be very careful in that. Okay. Now, if I say where less than equal to 10, so here in this situation, it will print 11 as well. Because when 10 is less than equal to 10, yes, is equal to 10. So it will go inside and increment the var variable. Okay. But if I give the print statement above this, now it will not print 11, because when 10 is equal to 10, it will print 10. Now increment is there, now variable becomes 11, but it will not print because when it is goes to here, now 11 is less than equal to 10, now 11 is greater than 10, so it will not go inside.
So
Okay.
actually, I didn't understand. So first, var is equal to 0. So it while it checks the condition, right?
In this you can say this.
Huh? So if 0 less than equal to 10, it checks, right? But it is not true.
Now I will understand it in the way. Now if I now here, now we go now, suppose on the first when it is 0, now 0 is less than equal to 10. It is true.
Yeah,
0 is less than 10. It is true. So it will go inside.
yeah,
It will go inside because it my while loop is always run on true. Remember. Now first step is 0 equal to 0 plus 1. Now variable becomes 1.
yes,
So 0 plus 1. Now it becomes 1,
yeah.
and now it will print where. Now when is what is where? 1. So it will print 1.
Mm,
Okay. Now again it goes in the starting of loop. Now variable is 1. Where is 1 now? Now 1. Now 1 is less than 10, less than, or you can say equal to 10. Yes, it is less than 10. So condition is again true. Okay. Now where equal to where plus 1. Now what is where now? 1. Now again plus 1. Okay, which is equal to 2. So again I will say print where. Now what is where? Print where is
mm,
2. This way, when I do, it will go for 3, then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now what is, now when is 10? 10. Now 10 is less than equal to 10. Yes, again it is true because 10 is equal to 10. Because if either of the condition matches, then it will go inside. So now where is 10. Okay. Now where is equal to 10 plus 1, which is equal to 11. So again print where, and where is now 11. So in this case it will print variable. Now when it again go to the starting of the loop, now it will check whether 11 is less than equal to 10. It will say no, 11 is not equal to 10. Okay, is 11 is greater than 10. So either of the condition not matches. So it is when the condition is false, it will exit it. But here it will print 11 as well. Before exiting, it will print the 11. You got my point?
yeah.
Okay. So don't get confused. So it is on the thing that where you put your print statement. If I put it above here, then 11 will not print because you can say over here now. Now it is say 0 because when starting of the loop is starting with the 0 because starts with the 0, it will print 0. Now where is 0 plus 1? 1 here. Now when it is 10, 10 is less than equal to 10. Yes, it will go inside, then it will print 10. But after printing 10, it again increment. Okay, again increment, but there is no condition. Now it becomes 11. So it will go here. Now checks again. 11 is less than equal to 10. So condition doesn't match. So it is false. So it will never go inside this loop again. Okay. So you have to think that where are you putting your print statement.
Yeah, got it.
Okay. Now and say uh, mm, now suppose this way the while loop executes. The same way I have the another looping condition that is for loop. How we write for loop in Python for I in range 10, comma 50 print I. First of all, I will okay. Now if I run my code, now you see it's starting with 10 and goes till 49. So this is very important. The last digit in range in for loop is never got printed. Okay. So last number doesn't include. Okay. Now
Yeah,
the
is it because it starts with zeroth index, right?
yes,
Okay.
yeah, because it is saying 10, but it will not take 50. Because if you see, suppose if I'm giving 10 to 15 or small thing, we will see. Okay. Now it is 15 minus 10 is what? 5. Okay. You have to look at the logic that 15 minus 10 is equal to 5. So it will run for 5 times. You're getting my point? It will run for
Yeah.
5 times. So first it'll take and say 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So it is 5 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, because it is including this as well. That's why it is not printing 15 because it has to run 5 times. So it is starting with 10, but it will not print 15 because it is starting with 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's why it is not printing 15. And that's why it is not printing 50 in when I give the 10 to 50. Okay. The thing is that it will run for 5 times. So when 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, when it reaches 14, it already run for 5 times because it has already print the 10. Okay. That's why it is not printing the 15. Okay. this is how for loops work. So for loop is going to be very helpful when we are working with the data structures in Python. But but that I'm not going to discuss right now because that is totally something different. Just that the syntax is for loop is that way. Okay. Now associated with looping conditions, I have three keywords. I have three keywords which are break, continue, and pass. Okay. Now these keywords are going to be very, very helpful. I will be discussing them one by one. So first of all, we will talk about break keyword. Okay. Now if we look into this example, if we look into this example, suppose if I say if where uh, equal to equal to 5, okay, then sorry, break. Okay. Now if I run this, now it will print only 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what is happening here? It is incrementing. When 0, it's called in where becomes 1 here. So 1 is not equal to 5. No. 2 is equal to 5. No. Next statement 3 is not equal to 5. Go on. Then go on. When 5 equal to 5, I will say it will enter the this condition, and here I will say break. It will terminate the loop on that situation. Now 5 is there, so it will terminate the loop and loop ends. So it will never print beyond 4. Okay. Now for the loop, uh, if I say here, if I say if I equal to 20, like here, then break. Okay. Now, so tell me, it will print 20 or not?
No, till 19. It starts from 10 until 19.
So you are saying it will print 10, or it will not print?
10 it will print.
It will print 20. Okay, let's look at that. Now, here it is printing 20. And when 20 is here, it will break the loop and get out of the loop. Because I have put the print statement before the condition. So if I say now, it will print 20 or not?
No, I guess.
Yes, it will not print 20 right now because before printing, if it matches a situation, then it will get out of the code. So 20 equal to 20, okay, break. so it will not print 20. Okay, so this way your keyword break. Suppose if I say here and I will put okay. Now suppose if var equal to 5, I say continue. Okay. Now if I run my code, now you see over here that 5 is not printed. So in this situation, I'm saying that if var is equal to 5, continue means that you have to start reaching the top of the loop. Here, all the condition, all the things will get passed. Okay, this is the continue word is used for skipping the specific condition. Okay, now same way here as well. If I say if I equal 20, then continue. Okay. If I run this code, now you see over here 19, then 20 is not there. Okay, so it is skipping this statement. It will skip all the statements which is beyond this line for this for loop. Okay. Now suppose if you say you can say it will skip the this part or the below part. It will skip. Okay. Now the continue keyword is different from break. It will skip the specific condition, but loop will run on. Loop will run, but it will skip the specific condition that if var equal to this, then skip this. If var I equal to this, then skip this. But loop will continue. But the break, what the work of break is that it will quit the loop at the condition matches. If the break keyword is there, then it will quit the loop, whether it is in the first stage or second stage or third stage, first stage, in every stage, it will quit the loop. Okay. So these are two keywords, break and continue. Their usage and difference between the two keywords. Okay. Now moving to next keyword, which is pass. Now pass is very special kind of keyword. Wherever you are making some function, I will discuss functions as well. Now the pass pass keyword is usually used when you want to keep a place for particular function. Uh, usually used when you just want to keep a place for particular function. Suppose if I say here, now there is some we have a class. Okay. Now this is can say uh, this is class. Okay, so this is class, and inside this class there are uh, now in particular class. Now in that class I want to create some functions. Name suppose function one, and I don't want to add any executive statements, not any print statement, nothing I want to add. Okay, I don't want to add nothing to this statement for whatever the reason is. I just want to keep them as a place in my as a blank function. Okay. So Python will not allow me. Python will not allow me black functions. It it will not allow. So suppose in this loop I don't have anything. Okay. Now if I so indentation error, so it will give me error. But here if I say pass, so right now it will not give any error. By introducing the keyword pass, it will allow me to use this function or to be pass this function. So this is very important keyword. We will see that uh, why it is there. Generally, pass keyword is not generally used, but it is a useful one. It's a useful keyword. Sometimes it's a bit of helpful. So this about the keywords break, continue, and pass. Okay. So so you got it. What I
Yeah,
have
yeah,
done.
I'm listening.
Okay.